Am I the asshole? My 17-yo sister has ruined my Christmas break. Update. The car is returned, but I have not talked to my sister since. Update 2. What in the world is making people think I'm lying? I'm actually crashing out loudly crying. So, I am a first-year college student. I'm a pre-nursing student who finished with good grades. If me saying I'm a first-generation student helps, then there it is. I have been home for about 2 weeks and have absolutely hated it. I'm back here with my fiancé, but other than that I've had no real reason to feel happy being here. My family is very poor. I am fortunate enough to have a car because I am in college and live hours away. I have earned this car by respecting my parents and keeping up great grades while doing nearly every extracurricular activity offered in high school. My sister, on the other hand, has had 2 cars. The first one wasn't very nice, so it has some mechanical issues. The second one she crashed and it is now totaled. Since then, she has not stopped talking about getting a new car. I worked my entire high school career and believe it helped me in many ways. She has yet to get a single job, and I can see how different me and her are. After she talked about the brand new expensive ass car she wanted for college, I told her it was unrealistic. I told her our family is poor, and we can't afford brand new cars. I told her you will need to get a job and earn a car, and also get your license. This made her go ballistic. She called me many names such as narcissistic, spoiled, and unworthy of life. My heart actually shattered. I have never done anything in my life to make her say these things to me. I have drove hours and spent so much money on my sister to only get this back. I have tried so hard to love her. I just began crying after she told me these things outside of my grandparents' house. Later in the day, she has my car. I begin to panic because I do not trust her with my car. It's a 2017 Ford Escape and it is my only source of transportation to college. If she wrecked my car, I'd have to buy a new one myself. I text her and ask her to come home please, very politely. She then tells me she is busy and will not return my car. I continue to text her and politely tell her to return my car. The only thing she says next is, "I really wish you were dead." This happened around 30 minutes ago and I still feel like I got shot in the heart. I've never felt so much internal pain in my life. It's also Christmas Eve and my parents have done nothing to calm the situation. She talks to me and my parents this same way and I can't do it anymore. I left the house to go spend the night at my MIL's house because I can't stand to see her after this. How am I going to open presents and give presents in the morning knowing that my sister thinks of me this way? I just wish I lived a different life at this moment and don't know what to do. She has not tried in school, she has done nearly nothing to respect my parents and has done nothing to prepare for her future. I just don't know what to do. Sorry for bad grammar, I'm crying in my bed lol. Not the asshole. I am sorry your sister treats you like trash. Report the car as stolen. Go get your sister's presents and your car in the morning and do not go back to your house. I would go NC with your sister. She is jealous that you might make yourself successful when she never will. I also believe she will hurt you very badly in the future. Not the asshole. But please never allow someone who isn't licensed and insured to drive your car. Not the asshole. If your sister still has the car, report it as stolen to the police. She took your car without your permission, so now she has to face the consequences of her actions. It's sad that it's during Christmas, but consider reporting it if she hasn't come back with it. How did she get your car? Is she insured? Report your car as stolen and mention that the person who stole it may not even be licensed. Worry about yourself, worry about your education, and quit worrying about your sister because in the end she's not going to have any influence on making your life any better. Make your own choices and accept those consequences, as she will her own. Above all else, do not let your engagement interfere with getting your education finished on time and at the top of your class too, as well as getting your career started. It's not an option for an escape, that's what your school is for, which will lay the groundwork for the rest of your life to take care of you. Why would your parents let her drive cars without a license? Do they realize how much financial risk they are putting themselves in? Not to mention risk to everyone else on the road. This is incredibly stupid and dangerous. Stop participating in the enabling. When this girl turns 18, I'm afraid she's going to learn some hard lessons that your parents seem unable to provide. Am I the asshole? I'm upset because of my brother and my family turned this issue onto me. To preface, I, 20F, am a glasses and contact wearer and I only come home during winter break to see my family, but to also go to refill prescriptions and go to doctors and dentists. I never stay for very long because, due to situations in the past, I don't feel comfortable staying with my immediate family for long periods of time. It being December, I was on my last pair of contact lenses and my appointment to go see my optometrist is in 2 days, but once I order my contacts they will not get to my university address until after my semester courses begin. That said, I had just planned to wear my contacts to the end of the month and switch to my glasses when I head back to school. However, today, my brother, 17M, literally dumped out my last pair of contacts and I found the case and my contact solution scattered on the bathroom counter. Obviously that was my only way to see anything for the remainder of the year, so I confronted him and he denied everything even though he was the only other person who had been in that bathroom at that point in the day. Mind you, he has a history of lying to cops and other family members. Anyway, I started texting him because he needed to give me the money to replace my contacts and he said he wasn't going to give me a dime and then sent the conversation to my sister, 23F. She then started talking unnecessarily loud about how mean she thought I was, but conveniently failed to mention that my brother called me various insults, including calling me fat because my mother, father, and sister said that about me the moment I got home from school. At that point, they all started yelling at me saying that my brother is a huge help around the house, keep in mind that he has gotten into trouble with the school and the cops and threw my parents into debt because he caused a car accident, and told me to get over it, but I am upset because I literally cannot see anything. I don't even know how I'll make it through the airport or back to school without being able to see. Not only that, but I have a conference and school starting up again soon, and if I can't see I won't be able to do well. But to them, I'm overreacting and I'm being mean to him even though they won't address what he has done. Mind you, this is what it has always been like. I end up getting in trouble when people do wrong against me, hence why I don't come home very often. Not the asshole, but this is a good lesson. Always keep your glasses with you. Not the asshole, but sometimes when you go to eye doctor, you can explain situation and maybe they can give you a sample set. A lot of places give people that are thinking of trying contacts a sample set to see if they like them prior to spending a lot on something they won't use. Why do you go back? Just change doctors to ones near your school. Stop torturing yourself. Not the asshole. And it might be time to get doctors and dentists and eye doctors near your university. Not the asshole, but call your optometrist and ask for a trial pair of contacts. That's what I do when I run out of contacts, and my insurance won't kick in for a month or two. Most doctors have prescription lenses in the office for people to try. Hope that helps. INFO. Why didn't you bring your glasses in case of emergency with the contacts? And why do you say in paragraph 2 that you planned to switch to your glasses when you got back to school, and then say in paragraph 5 that you are going to do badly in school because you won't be able to see? I mean, obviously, all kinds of crappy behavior by the various family members. But honestly, I'm feeling more ESH at the moment due to OP's bad planning and exaggerations, inconsistency. Edit. The glasses are a suboptimal solution because they cause eye strain and headaches. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for telling my FH he can't go to his relative's birthday party because we have commitments? My FH and I are less than 6 months away from our wedding. I have been doing the majority of our wedding planning because my parents are funding the entire wedding. It makes sense that I should be the primary communicator given that my parents are the ones financing the wedding, but it has taken a lot out of me to be project managing and coordinating myself, my FH, my parents and future in-laws. My parents are type A and plan things in advance. I lean more this way too, and my FH's family are very last minute. This has never been an issue until it became my job to coordinate everyone. For context, the wedding will take place in the city in which my FH and I live. My parents live a 6-hour drive away, and future in-laws live 2 hours away. One appointment we needed was our tasting with the caterer. This was much more complicated than I expected. We needed to make sure my FH and I, my parents, my wedding planner, and the caterer were all available on the same day for this appointment. I wasn't sure if we could invite extra people or not, so my plan was to invite the in-laws after we scheduled if we could indeed invite 2 extra people to the tasting. It turned out we could, so after the meeting where I confirmed my FH, parents, and I were all available, I texted my in-laws to invite them. We got the last Saturday date available, so there weren't any other options for the tasting unless my parents took time off of work. My in-laws texted back that, turns out, there's a family birthday party that might be on that same Saturday. I told them that's too bad and we would miss them at the tasting. They responded and said no, you and FH are expected to be there for this party too, even though there are no concrete plans yet. I explained to them that we already scheduled this tasting along with a tour of our venue that day that would be nearly impossible to reschedule. I was incredibly frustrated that they assumed that we'd clear our schedules to attend something they invited us to last minute. Even if it was possible to reschedule this appointment, I told my FH I am unwilling to incur the wrath of my mother by telling her we need to reschedule. My mother would find a way to make this situation my fault, and having to be the one to communicate bad news to her is not something I'm willing to do, in order to protect my mental health. My FH is now saying I'm preventing him from attending this relative's birthday, someone who is important to him, Even though he agreed to this tasting date and the birthday party hasn't even been locked down yet. Too long did not read. Am I the asshole for telling my FH he either has to miss or go late to his relative's birthday because he committed to our wedding tasting? I suppose I could be because of my unwillingness to deal with my mother to reschedule, although, in this situation, I don't think it's reasonable or worth it to jump the gun and tell my parents to reschedule when this hypothetical birthday party isn't even set in stone yet. Info. My parents live a 6-hour drive away. We needed to make sure my FH and I, my parents, my wedding planner, and the caterer were all available on the same day for this appointment. Your parents are making a _12-hour drive rather than trust you to set the menu for your own wedding. You are the asshole. Pick a meal you think people will like. You're making people drive 6 hours each way, your parents, and 2 hours each way, your in-laws, for a caterer tasting? Change the judgment to Ash. Your parents sound like nightmares, and you need to stop catering to their every whim, no pun intended. Your ills also sound difficult. Both you and your husband need to set boundaries with them. And, just pick a meal you think people will like. All these wedding preparations sound exhausting and joyless. Ash, your parents for micromanaging your wedding plans and making you stressed out and afraid of delivering bad news. You for being their foreman, i.e. going along with the micromanaging and subjecting your fiancé to it. Your Phils for dropping the last-minute party invitation to you and insisting you attend. Your fiancé for going along with it. The theme here is that your parents have conditioned you and your fiancé to have different expectations, and you need to learn how to set boundaries with them and start acting like your own team. Otherwise you won't enjoy your wedding and this problem will get much worse. Sorry, but why the fuck are you not having a more affordable wedding instead of putting up with your controlling ass parents? They are literally the problem here. You are the asshole because you are seemingly putting your family and your wishes above your partner's instead of trying to find a solution that works for everyone. You admit it's someone important to him, so just let him go while you stay and pick a meal. I guarantee you, your partner probably doesn't care half as much as you or your parents do. I would ignore all the advice of people telling you to order your husband to do what you say. And actually just sit down with hubby and talk about it. Tasting first and then you or just hubby can drive down to the party later. Why are people acting like those two things can't be done at once? If the times don't clash it shouldn't be a problem. But I wouldn't go ordering a grown person to bend to your will because you have bent your parents. You will FH husband feeling the way about you that do about your parents now and will end quickly and badly. Am I the asshole because I put earplugs in while I slept and missed my family trying to get a hold of me? Pretty much like the title says. I haven't been sleeping well lately, and had a family member tell me the night before that they'd be up early and probably loudly trying to clean the house last minute before the holiday. I had intended to get up with them and work on my own last minute stuff, work on double checking and wrapping holiday stuff, and then throwing something together in the crockpot for dinner later. However, I got maybe 3 hours of sleep between wife's alarm for work, other family's sleep schedule, and various animals needing to go out. Which wouldn't normally be a problem. Except that, 1. I have seizures and exhaustion is a big trigger. 2. This isn't the first time this week I've been lucky to get a handful of hours of sleep. 3. I've literally been having seizures again lately and my family is at a loss as to why. Meds are being taken, on time. No new diet or antibiotics, meds etc. So, I tried to get a small nap before I went to go start the day. I knew people were probably going to vacuum and overall be loud any minute, so I put in some earplugs and called it a day. Besides, there wasn't anything I needed to be up to help people with, and previously if I didn't get up, start the day, everyone just teased me about sleeping in, and we went about our day. Except I woke up to someone pounding on the door screaming my name and only stopped when I screamed back. I tried to answer them like a normal human but I guess they didn't hear me? I was awake and okay. I keep my phone on silent when I'm asleep but apparently I had a dozen missed texts in the span of 5 minutes checking if I was alive and asking if they could vacuum. Now they're throwing and banging things outside the bedroom door, screaming at all the animals, and sighing loudly, in the way that in cartoons means the character wants someone to ask them what's wrong. I feel like I'm in hell. I can't go back to sleep, and even though I'm wide awake and have so much I need to do before the holiday break starts, I feel like I'm trapped in the bedroom and if I leave I'm going to get screamed at, again. Am I the asshole for handling everything the way I did? Not the asshole. Your family, however, is. First and foremost, get some more sleep. Then, tell your family the reason for your increased seizures is from sleep deprivation and list out each way they have caused you to lose sleep in the last few days, weeks. It's Festivus after all, may as well air all the grievances. But seriously and most importantly, please always put your health first. Seizures are no joke. I would announce to everyone involved that you are an adult and won't be asking anyone's permission to take a nap. Sleep deprivation is a serious problem. I suffer from severe sleep deprivation. Besides causing seizures, it also can cause sleepwalking, hallucinations, and a long list of other things. Make a group chat and send them all one short and sweet message. Then dig your heels in. Winking face, smiling face with open hands. Not the asshole. What exactly is the living situation? You are married, so not a child. So whose home is this? Why do they think vacuuming in a grown adult's room is necessary, let alone a priority? I assume that the issue is that they, for whatever reason, are irritated that they are cleaning the home and getting it ready for the holidays while you were napping. Not the asshole. Sleep is very important when someone has seizures, so you were completely right to put the earplugs and get some sleep. Your family is full of assholes for not respecting your medical needs. Not the asshole for meeting your health needs because they come first, but next time put a note on your door that says, "I've got earplugs in and I'm planning to sleep late. Thanks," so there are no issues, especially as you are a guest in someone else's home and they're trying to get prepped for a holiday. If you are having seizures and can't work, you need to look into some kind of disability or income support. Handling what? You were asleep, and now you are avoiding your family. You aren't handling anything. Not the asshole for being asleep with the world turned off.